fix myself up in the mirror and walk out with a shitty beer. Even though they see me here, I'm not at this party. I'm back in your backseat. You're pouring it over. It's just sad to have me. Just use it. 'Cause I'm hearing you yell. It's so you love me, but I need to work on yourself. Out here on the streets, just like everybody, but nobody knows just how much you got me. I'm not at this point. I'm good. I'm great. Don't say your name.
Oh, there's people. Hello, people.
Said, just say,
Hello, hello, hello. Let me get this where I can see what's going on here. How we doing? Tony! Hey, how are you? Melinda, you're in there? Hello. We're here to see just how bad I can screw up the shipping. I'm lying. I'm tired. I need a freaking nap. You want to know the truth? That's it. I need a nap. You guys hear the music, or is it too loud, too quiet? Let me know. So this is pretty much a sponsored giving type show. Nap time is best time. Yeah, all right. We had a lot going on. A lot going on trying to get stuff organized. We're going to do probably Wednesday. We're going to do our first pallet show. So that's going to be kind of cool. And we're going to pretty much do it with stuff that just doesn't work on the iron range. You know, the community here is kind of small, so the brick and mortar store doesn't do a lot of this, that, and the other thing on the iron range. It's kind of a particular community. Somebody just went live in the garage sales department. That sounds exciting. Don't have to worry about getting wet in the rain. I found my Abe hat. It's the shipping hat. Harry Potter had the sorting hat. I get the shipping hat. Right? I should see if we can put the logo on the damn thing, huh? Oh, there's a little fuzz sticking up right there. What the hell? There we go. No vanity here. I have to ask my wife. We have to get a heat transfer, and melt it in there. 5 people in here. Any of those 5 people have any questions about shipping on whatnot? I might be able to answer it. And what can I do? Then you walk in, floating on air, and you look across the room at me. Forget the man I am. What kind of man do you need? Yeah. Pretty much boring time if nobody has questions. I don't know. There's a lot of information to share. And those of you that know me know that I prefer to do flat rate shipping most of the time. Keeps me out of trouble usually. Hey, let's get wild. How you doing? Just kind of hanging out in case anybody has any shipping questions. But then you walk in floating on air and you look across the room at me. Forget the man I am, kind of man that you need. Do. Kind of man do you need? See if I can figure this out here. Tablet. Isn't that cool? Well, technically, it's an iPad. We don't want to belittle the power of the iPad by calling it a tablet. That's much more cojones than a tablet. Forget the man. What kind of man do you need? Get the man I am. What kind of man do you need? What kind of man do you need? Huh. That's weird. My any questions about shipping on whatnot, you guys? I'm gonna pin up Goliath. So this is kind of part of the Goliath Raiders adventures. And several of us take a day each week to do an informational show to talk about shipping for those who might have some issues or questions and you just can't quite get the answers out of the app. We kind of try and help navigate through it. We're certainly not the end all for all of the questions, but we'll help you sort it out. There's, let's see. Did I? If you show up, there we go. There's sponsor a $5 gift card in the pinned in there. Let's see. Huh. I have more people that have my stickers bookmarked than they do the $5 sponsors. What's up with that? Wow. We got a whopping 3 people in here. I'm thinking a shipping show ain't going to be very much of a show tonight at this rate. But even if we get one person in here that needs a hand, why not? Can you hear the music okay? Or is there anybody left to hear the music? Is the question. About the time you get too long hair fall. It's about the time I rethink it all. You're the second that you lose that dress. That's a second till a second guess. To tell the truth, wow. You wreck everything, you change my mind. Yeah, but I don't have much to say if nobody has questions, Tony. What are you gonna when you start doing your Funko Pops again? You're gonna do like flat rate shipping, or do you just do a wait on everything and hope for the best? Hello, Marilyn. I'm just talking about shipping tonight. The joys of shipping, making sure everything is numbered and put down in order on the tables. That's always a good idea. If you're doing quality listings for everything, numbering isn't so important because it all matches what you sold. So that's kind of cool. Thrifty, Swifty, Stephanie, hello. So I basically weighed the first time because the disc is already the same. Never gotten more than one. Lost quick. Yeah, so and that's where it's always handy to put in a custom shipping profile. And then you set the max number you can fit in the box if you use flat rate, or set it for 5 pounds worth, and then you can use any package as long as it's just under 5 pounds. Val needs to hear this. Yeah, I mean, Julie and I had some fun shipping last night's show, Marilyn. We did. A couple of things got kind of went astray. Diana, if you're in here, one thing that went astray is I can't find that string bikini. Marilyn, maybe Nico decided to take that home for a souvenir. It'd be a cool souvenir. I'm being funny, by the way, Marilyn. Not serious. There's a letter to your mother. It is hidden in my desk that I wrote to her. Is it under your hat? No. No, no, no. Not under my hat. Hello, Funko Chip. How you doing? Funko Chick, Tony Stark, right couple above you there. She's gonna probably be selling some Funkos pretty soon. She'll be back at it. Any questions about shipping, anybody? Hi, Brian. If you're still there. Yeah, getting cooked, no doubt. Shipping can be a booger. We didn't have anything that didn't fit in its packages this time. So, we usually for my shows nowadays, it all fits pretty good. Only time it's a problem, like if somebody just buys one pair of jeans, I have it set so that the first item is like, I don't know, 12 ounces or 14 ounces or something. So if they just buy one pair of jeans and nothing else, then I have to pay for the upgrade to the priority label. So hopefully they spent more than $1. Angela ask, what should we ask you, Angela? I like the name. Any shipping questions? Overpack it in the name of keeping it safe? I don't know what you mean. You mean allow for too many items to go in the package because you feel bad charging shipping to the customer? No, you should always pack it how you'd like to receive it. I mean, sometimes you got speed is an issue as well sometimes. But I mean, snug and safe depending. Sometimes if it's glass, too snug is a bad thing. It can break it. So you gotta be careful with that. I might have got some Funko Pops in a shipment the other day and I don't usually buy them. I was trying to be supportive of a seller, and the boxes, they come in those tall boxes, the display box types things where they sell them in, and all three of the boxes were broken. I'm assuming, Tony Stark, I'm assuming that affects the value. Am I right? I mean, even if the Funko Pop is good on the inside, if the outside box is broken, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, shit. So what do I do with the Funko Pops that are in the box that's no longer viable? Hope I like Funko Pops, right? Put them on the table as this is a description of how you should not ship. Hi, Becky. Oh, you guys done with food already? I don't know how many people I'm gonna get in here. I'm just doing the shipping show thing. So far, we're kind of slow. Yeah, you're still shipping? Yeah, that makes sense, Tony Stark. Yeah. So, Becky, when you guys have to ship doing that food show thing, I suppose that gets to be an incredible pain in the. Yeah. Oh, hey, Becky, what do you think of the new shipping hat? Not too bad. Hey, Sierra, how you doing? Headed to ship. All right. Well, thanks for popping in. It was kind of cool to see you in your hot dog costume. Anybody with any shipping questions tonight? Or any other questions you want to chit chat about? Hey, Jackie Nell, how you doing? See how my memory is. Central Minnesota, right? Hey, Tammy, how are you? Just something went haywire here. It's just me here. Julie's at the house. I'm doing the shipping thing where if people have shipping questions, come on in and ask and see how it goes. Historically, the shipping show on Friday night is really, really quiet. When Goliath and I talked and I picked Friday, I had no idea what I was doing. It's like, oh my God, where are the people? I have six people in here. Several have come and gone, but it's like, dang, not yeah. That's what I thought, Jackie Nelson. Yeah, I call that central because I'm way up here. I grew up way down there. I'm from Twin Cities originally. So, hello, Superlin. Anybody got any shipping questions? You can just stopping by to say hi is nice too, but I tried to get this on earlier. The way things unfolded at the brick and mortar today, I couldn't get out of there until almost 6:30. Some days are just like that.
My boyfriend and I just got in a fight. He said he doesn't like what I'm wearing tonight. He's losing his mind.
I put on the Today's Country playlist on Apple Music. And there's a lot of things on here I haven't heard before.
Tell him what to do. If I ever did, I'd start with them boots. He should be grateful that I look this cute. He said it's me or that dress. So I went and got a do. His name is Charles.
Also, if any of you guys are, I know I see some of my customers in here. This is primarily to talk about shipping on Whatnot. If any of you guys are thinking about selling on Whatnot, feel free to reach out, get in touch with me or some other seller that you deal with, and see what you can get accomplished beforehand so that you're really kind of ready to hit the ground running when you do start. If you guys watch Exclusive Deals at all, she'll tell you when she started out, they didn't have any support system to speak of. It was very, very difficult to find help from other sellers. And now that's coming around where people are finally realizing we really all do better when we all do better. Slowly but surely. If any of you follow Gary V or V Friends, you'll hear him say all the time that this whole social shopping phenomenon is like an 8-year head start in China, and it's going to keep on going. This is where everything's going. It's just crazy, just crazy.
He likes having fun.
I had to bring the hats over because somebody called me out for not having a hat on the other day or not having it handy. Hey, bargain dogs, how you doing? Marley, nice to see you. Anybody with any shipping questions?
Yeah, I got a new one.
Vinyl Canyon. That sounds like a whole lot of good records, eh?
Yeah, I got a new one.
You're right. No doubt, there, Miss Tony Stark. You got to make sure and send me a link before you do, like a day or two before you do your first show back, and then make sure you send me a link, like I don't know, 30 minutes prior, because I get like busy and stuff. So, but I want to be there. Absolutely want to be there.
Almost made it all the way, but we did it. Okay. No use in digging up.
Anybody with shipping questions?
It's over. It's over.
So far, it's looking kind of pokey.
Dive in the details. I could hide, I could cry till I throw up. Take a stroke, get more emails. But it's as simple as we broke up. I could call my friends and bitch about it. Right
Hmm.
before what? Tell us all this time. Gotta wrap my head around it. It's as simple as we broke up.
Kind of a shortage of people to talk to tonight. Wow. Not that I don't like talking with you. That's not what I'm saying, Tony. Supposed to be some shipping questions. It's nice to know everybody's got it figured out. That means I should not get any more stuff in the mail that has priority bubble wrap around the stuff. Nelson's Nostalgia. That sounds fun. You guys do estates or storage finds? And do you have any questions about shipping? But it's as simple as we broke up. I can call my friends and bitch about it. Write a 7-minute song. Mm-hmm. Shipping no-nos. Oh, well. Sometimes people ship. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Sometimes people like to ship things with the wrong weight on the label for ground. That's bad. Eventually, that will bite you in the booty. The mailman, it only gets through so many times, and then your customers start getting things postage due. That's never good. Um, People will also use priority bubble wrap, bubble mailers as packaging material for breakable things inside of ground stuff or inside of their boxes. And they're not supposed to be used for packing material. They're only supposed to be used for shipping because that's why they're free. So that's definitely a no-no. Um, Putting hazmat in priority, that's pretty much not supposed to be done. I can't say I've never had it happen. I've had things slip through. You get busy packing and sometimes you make a mistake. Should not be the rule. Perfume, nail polish, anything that's flammable like that has to go ground, and it'll have an H label on it because you choose hazmat when you're setting up your shipping. It doesn't cost anything extra to choose it. It just doesn't go priority. It goes a little slower. So. Mm. Oh, another thing is don't set up your profiles wrong. Make sure your weights are right because that can cook you worse. There are times if you use smart bundling where you just put up the weight and let the app figure it out, you're gonna get cooked no matter what. Well, I had the yawns again. Every shipping show lately, I've had the yawns. It's crazy. Maybe it's because it's so quiet. Mhm. Huh. Yeah, definitely. So a lot of people don't, when you think of shipping, you just think it's so simple. Just go put the stuff in the mail. But really, post office has a lot of rules to follow. And eventually you get caught if you don't follow them. And then it costs money. If you're intentionally, hi girl mama, how you doing? If you're intentionally using the wrong material for shipping or putting the wrong labels on things, then they get kind of they start using words like fraud and things like that. And we don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Bad. There are some people that use ground and they do everything in poly bags because it's so much easier to slide by the system on that. Wrong material. So Um, say you have some stuff you want to ship and it's breakable, and you go grab a USPS priority bubble mailer and you put it inside the bubble mailer, and then you put the bubble mailer inside the pack you're shipping. That's not acceptable. Priority bubble mailers are not to be used for packaging material to protect what you're shipping. You have to buy bubble wrap or paper or whatever is appropriate for your product. Um, anything from crunched up newspaper to recycled packaging materials. Yep.
It's a smile.
Thought I saw something happening there on the phone, but I was wrong.
It's a smile.
Hmm.
And it makes me, 'cause it's a smile.
Hmm. Anybody have any shipping questions, things you're trying to figure out before you get yourself cooked? So maybe you don't get cooked. Feel free to ask. Is the store open tomorrow? No. But if you need something, let me know what or what time. I'm going to be there at 7. I got to meet somebody at 7 in the morning. I'm hopefully going to be doing a whatnot show tomorrow, but we had to close on weekends. Last weekend, we didn't do $400 between all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't justify being there. Just doesn't make any sense, unfortunately.
Lord knows that I stay stuck in my. You drove away from me. Let me stand at the phone at midnight. I'm just trying
Oh, you don't have to be sorry. One day at a time. But I appreciate the sentiment. You know, we've had ups and downs with what we've had in the store. We've had ups and downs with the layout, the way things are currently. Maybe they'll change. We'll see. Um, Monsters Inc. is actively looking for a place to be so that they have their own space. Hopefully that'll work out. No, I've only had a few pallets come in. I've got a couple pallets over here where I'm doing the whatnot stuff, and that's Amazon stuff. I had a couple pallets of Sam's come into the store, and we got most of that gone. There's a few things left, like the weed trimmers are left. The not weed trimmers, but what do you call it? Stand up weed things by Fiskars. The lid organizers for all your lids for all your stuff in the kitchen. We got some of those left. But a lot of that went out the door already. And so I got to get a few more pallets in. And I'm trying to get everything out of the store so I can order a couple of truckloads of different stuff and see if that doesn't help. And I think we're going to go do some more bulk auctions as well. Our first one's going to be Wednesday, the way it sits right now. What will they change? What do you and sometimes people say you have to use certain box size boxes. Well, if you're using a USPS box and you're shipping it priority, either flat rate or a regular priority, you're supposed to put the proper dimensions in. I mean, if you're using flat rate and you preset it, it'll put the dimensions in for you. Um, but if it doesn't, I mean, it's nothing to change them. It's that doesn't cost you anything. It's when you go over the limit, then you can pay extra. That explain things a little, or do you have a lot of clothes left? Well, so I've got a lot of those sports clothes, and I've got them counted down. We've got um, uh, one lot of 1,300, and we've got a lot of oh, what do we have? I think there's another one of like 1,200 or something. Um, it's Girl Mama, hold on a second. So it's okay to use any box as long as you change the dimensions. Just remember that I mean, you don't even have to use a USPS box for shipping priority, but it needs to be between 1 and 5 pounds, and it has to be less than 1 cubic foot. Yeah, I'm sorry for the yawn. So 1 cubic foot is the maximum. After you go over 1 cubic foot, then you start getting into dimensional weights also. So you have to be careful with that. Grateful. Well, yeah, but anyway, I've got a lot of clothes, a lot of the sports clothes left. I'm getting down there on the Sam's and Target, thankfully. And I mean, yesterday we did 2 shows yesterday. Both were closed. I really got my ass handed to me, but they got to go. You know, I started everything at $1, and pretty much most of it ended at $1. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the stuff online was going at $1, and I'm still doing what I had advertised on Facebook in the store. Most of the Gaylords are off the floor. There's still a bunch of racks out there, so you can. Whenever they're not going to be open tomorrow unless you happen to be there at 7 a.m. when I get there to meet somebody else. And back to Grateful Family. Did that answer your question? And what kind of stuff do you sell? Hmm. Yep, weighing it with the box is a great idea. Absolutely. Get the Swifties in there. Hey, listen, if I could find enough Chiefs and Eagles to do it, I would most certainly do that. Grateful Family, I'm glad to hear that. So finding the Eagles and Chiefs in the piles is kind of tough. I mean, we sold like a hat the other day, and we sold some Eagles stuff, but it just doesn't go all that well. And all of the stuff that I have sports wise is pretty much vintage, so it's like 10 years old, new with the tags. So that's kind of a challenge too. And I've seen nothing with the name Kelsey in it. Anybody else have shipping questions? I have no idea. I counted down an 800-piece Gaylord, a 500-piece Gaylord. There's another 500-piece Gaylord. There's an 1,100 and some piece Gaylord of hats. That's a combination of sports themed baseball caps, visors, and bucket hats. There's another Gaylord with 500 hats in it. Um, and then there's a bunch I haven't even counted down yet. And then I've got anyway, somebody from one of the schools wants like jerseys for little kids' jerseys. So I got to try and find those. In between shows tomorrow, that's probably what I'm going to be doing is getting all that stuff unstacked in the back. Takes a lot of space to lay it all out. Okay. Hopefully you're um holy shit. That's crazy, Tony Stark. Grateful Family, I sell items from all kinds of places. I mean, if I'm walking through a store and I see something on clearance for $1, and it's something I can sell, I probably buy it for the $1 and bring it to my store and sell it on Whatnot. But I buy pallets. I buy sometimes, well, mostly truckloads, but lately it's been pallets because of some decisions I made that caused me a little bit of problem. But I like to do Sam's Club stuff. I like Amazon, Target occasionally. I've only been on Whatnot since October. Um, and I haven't been able to do regular enough shows. When I started out, I had more regular on the clothing shows. And then life happens. I'm running the store. I've got to keep running the store until the store either gets profitable and I can hire some more people to run it, or I have to. It's going to have to close. Yeah, I have a brick and mortar store in Virginia, Minnesota. Whereabouts in the world are you guys, Grateful Family? Oh shit, long ways away. Doesn't get quite as shaky here. Although Wheaton, Minnesota does have probably more earthquakes than California. They're just little ones though. Hmm. Anybody have shipping questions? I will give a shot at getting you the answers you need to hopefully make shipping smooth and painless. Well, interesting question, Grateful Family. Both are priority. Priority and flat rate are both priority. That's the tough part. Um, Regular priority, Whatnot has a contract, and you pay $9, or the customer pays $9.21, and you can ship between 1 and 5 pounds. You go over 5 pounds, and you're still doing priority. It's going to cost a lot more. Um, Flat rate is also priority, but a flat rate box, which you can buy, or you can buy a label for flat rate box, you can put up to 70 pounds in it if it fits. But that doesn't mean that you can alter the box. It has to fit in the box and tape shut. It's not supposed to be a pregnant box. You're not supposed to tape two boxes together that say flat rate. None of that shenanigans. But like, so like this medium flat rate box right here, and there's a large. This is a large mailing box. It's not flat rate. You cannot go over 5 pounds in this for the contracted rate. There's one a little shorter than this, about the same height as the medium one. A little shorter than that. It's flat rate. You can fit up to 70 pounds in there. If it fits, it ships. Same with this one. There's a little analogy I like to use. Give me a second. Brand new cast iron pan, Yellowstone. What about 6 or 7 pounds, right? Medium flat rate side loading box, $9.21. If you can't fit it in this box, then you have to pay by the weight, by the pound. This you can get up to 70 pounds in. So you would be paying by the weight otherwise. Does it cost the seller more to ship? It does, as long, no, well, if you charge the right amount when you're selling, then no. But if you don't charge enough and there's an additional fee involved, the seller pays it. There's a seller that was doing pallets. He sold a pallet that was going to go from Florida to Washington State, and the pallet didn't sell for enough money to cover everything. So the seller canceled the sale. That's a terrible idea. That really goes against you bad. But it was going to cost him more to ship the pallet than he got for the pallet. So the moral of the story is make sure you know what you're doing for shipping before you get yourself in a pickle. When is it best to use flat rate? Whenever it fits. If I have a large flat rate box, I'm doing clothes, I can fit between 6 and 9 pieces in there, maybe a dozen if it's just little kids' clothes. But I usually set it at 7 piece maximum. So it's 9.21 every 7 pieces of clothing. That way, if they get something that's a little bigger, it still fits in the box and I don't end up paying extra. I want to give my customer the best value for their shipping money as I can. So, making sure it fits and that I charge enough money, but I don't overcharge them is important. And sometimes if somebody's in one of my shows and all they buy is kid stuff, it still bundles at 7. So then I end up using the medium boxes instead of the large. But I can't take a chance of having to pay that shipping out of my pocket, especially my last two shows. I mean, everything was going for $1 and $2. If it goes for $2, it's costing me more to ship it than I'm getting for it. So I set the shipping right to begin with to make sure that they pay enough. Heather's Goodies, you are a brave soul. Uh, do it for 9.21 a case? Well, that depends. If it weighs 5 pounds or less, yeah. But if it's over 5 pounds, then you have to put the dimensions. Well, actually, that you're going to have to put the dimensions anyway. If it's over 1 cubic foot, it's going to cost more than 9.21. If it's over 5 pounds, it's going to cost more than 9.21. Girl Mama, I don't know what I've got left for diapers there. Not weighing them at all. Yeah, that's not going to work, Heather. I mean, you're going to get cooked. The post office, you start sending that shit through the post office and it goes in with the wrong weight labels on there, your customers are going to get postage due labels and you're cooked. It only takes a certain number of times and then Whatnot's going to look at you and go, why don't you know how to ship? And they're going to suspend you, or they could suspend you. I can't say they will. I don't know for sure what they will do. I'm sure they would give you a warning probably at the very least, but you got to make sure you got the right amount of postage on there. And you know what? Throw it on a scale. If it's over 5 pounds, you and the seller got lucky. And if you're willing to take that chance, more power to you. I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you what the postal regulations say. Show tomorrow is women's clothes. What brands? So Grateful Family, my show tomorrow is going to be all kinds of different clothes. It's not just women's. I list it in women's because that's the easiest. But it's going to be mostly women's and kids, and I have stuff from Sam's and Target and Amazon for the most part right now. So whatever you can get at a Sam's or a Target, I got a little of this and a little of that, plus some vintage sports clothes. And the vintage sports clothes are like Gildan shirts, things like that. I'm not sure how they do it that way. Well, I mean, I don't know either, but if you put it on a scale and it's over 5 pounds, and the mailman that has to deliver it when it gets to the other end is having a bad day, and he goes, "This is too heavy," and he puts it on a scale, then they hold it at the post office. They put a little sticker on it that says postage due on the mailbox of the person who's supposed to get it, and they have to go pony up the rest of the money. So, I mean, I've dealt a lot of case packs, and there's not a lot of case packs that are under 5 pounds. Flat rate box is a specific size, and a 921 flat rate label says right on the label 5 pounds. It says 5 pounds on the label, not 6 pounds. All the shows notes that I go in and say it's 921 a case shipping and they pay the difference. That means you're going to pay the difference if it's over. That means they did put the right label on it. When they weighed it, it weighed out more and they paid the difference out of whatever they got for the case pack. You can pay it at that moment, Grateful Family, but you're better off doing it on your own computer, having it right before you get there. Sometimes they charge a little bit more because if it's priority, you would change. If it's priority and it's over 5 pounds and it doesn't fit in a flat rate box, you don't want to send it priority. Then you want to send it ground because ground is much cheaper. Sending priority over 5 pounds, you're going to be paying through the nose. Yeah, Heather, when you take your stuff to the post office, they weigh it. When I bring my stuff in, it all goes across the scale and gets a scan. And if it doesn't match, then that's a problem. But if you bring your stuff to the back door, like when I bring a whole 2 pallets of stuff, I bring it to the back door. They don't scan all of it right in front of me, or I shouldn't say that. They scan them all in front of me, but they don't put them on the scale in front of me. When that stuff gets to the BMEU and goes through the electronic machines, if it's the wrong shape or dimension, they can flag it so that the carrier puts a note on it for postage due when it gets where it's going. Bad juju for you. You should have a scale. You should have a shipping scale, not a kitchen scale, not a bathroom scale. Ground is best for over 5 pounds. Yes, absolutely. That's the cheapest to your customer. If your customer's paying freight, well, and if you're paying freight, you don't want to go priority over 5 pounds because it's going to cost you a fortune. Yeah, you have. It's the same with the case pack. There's no. The post office is the post office. They don't give two shits whether it's a factory case pack or what. If its dimensions are such, you pay dimensional weight, and dimensional weight will kill you. Um, you're welcome, grateful family. I try. Um, Heather's Goodies. Are you, do you ever watch Med City Liquidations? Yeah, well, me or Med City. I think we're both pretty good myself. Okay, so if you send a message to Med City, Med City Liquidations, and just mention that you're going to start selling case packs and that you have a shipping question for the case pack. Heidi, I don't know if she'll be able to answer on the weekend or not, but Heidi or Mike might be able to get back to you. They do a lot more case packs than I do. And, you know, they generally ship it out the way it's supposed to be. So I would check with them and see what they say. I'd hate to see you get cooked. Especially since if you get cooked, then that's less money you can spend in my shows. Oh, we got a sponsored Givey. Oh, we get to run a Givey. Woohoo! Let's see who did what. All right, we're gonna pin up Grateful Family. And is anybody on here that's modding that can pin them? And I'm gonna start this first Givey. Woohoo! Grateful Family. Otherwise, I can probably do the pinning. Yep. I know that Becky is there shipping now. And I can't remember who else was with her. Because they did a food show. Oh, where did it go? Let's see. Okay. Oh, you can do it right. Getting these pinned up is so much fun for me. Let's see. Well, you gotta find the underscore. Smoke, baller in a Chevy down a gravel road, headed to the spot everybody knows, cannonball swinging from an old freight road. Talking about good times and see if I got this right. Cold beer and summer nights, that is all there was to life. Oh, you got it spelled GRA. Yeah, that's fine. Good times and tan lines. FM on, coolers on the ground. Okay. The ice and pass them around. So that get in that giveaway, you guys. Look, it only took me 2 freaking minutes to pin them up. Do you believe that shit? Huh. Ay, ay, ay. Get in that giveaway. That's it's a $5 Dunkin' card, courtesy of Grateful Family. They have their first show coming up on July 1st. And we were just chit-chatting back and forth about some shipping questions they have. Let's see. Yep, get in there. There's only 4 bookmarks on their show, guys. I know I don't have a ton of people in here, but get in there and bookmark their shows. First show, all kids items, prices vary. Yep, that's how that works. Um, Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I'm a new seller. I first learned about Whatnot in January. I opened up my shop on Whatnot in May. I source my items one by one from different retail stores. I sell pretty much a little bit of everything. I like to support all sellers whenever possible. I appreciate anyone who stops in to say hello or supports my purchasing. I am grateful and thankful to God always for what He does for me and my family. Amen. Sending prayers and blessings to all of you and your families. Always trusting God and all of your needs for all of your needs. Cool, that's awesome. And if you get in there and give them a like and a follow, that would be awesome. And July 1st, that's going to be their first show. So let's go show some love and support there. Hey Pam, how you doing? $5 Dunkin' card courtesy of Grateful Family. And let's see. It was pinned, and you know how I am. Now I got to do it again. Uh, let's see. Oh, wait. I don't know why I don't have you modded already, Tony. Sorry about that. And you probably type like 1,000 times faster than me. Get in there and bookmark and follow Grateful Family, and we're thanking them for this. I just shipped my second item sold today. I'm nervous. I'm going to make a mistake for shipping because people share their problems with shipping. Well, but here you are asking questions before you get cooked. So that's the best thing to do. Try it before you get cooked. Did you make shipping profiles for your show when you're going to do it? 40 seconds left. Get in that give you guys. Only 4 people in there. It's a $5 Dunkin' card courtesy of Grateful Family. Shipping profiles. Yep. That's what I said. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to show you a couple things. That Gibby's going to go in 15 seconds. We're going to let that go. So I'm going to show you a thing or two. Excuse me. Shipping profiles are important. And Captain Hulk Thor, you got a $5 Dunkin' card coming your way, courtesy of Grateful Family. Congratulations. All right. So, shipping profiles. Are you there, Grateful Family? Okay. So, when you go into Seller Hub, then you go up to the 3 dots. Then you go down to shipping. Then you go to domestic shipments. If you're going to do gift cards or stickers, you want to toggle on first class letter right there. Toggle that on. Then you got for domestic shipments between 1 and 5 pounds, you only have 2 choices: priority mail or flat rate boxes. I always choose flat rate boxes. You can always undo that choice when you're shipping. That can be undone. Are you familiar with this page already, Grateful Family? A little. Okay. The next one down is for over 5 pounds. I choose ground always over 5 pounds, always. The other one's expensive. Always I choose ground. Okay. And we save that. Now we have down here shipping profiles. I got like 40 some profiles. So I'm going to show you. This one is called bundle. You click that. I named it bundle because it's 5 pounds. And the max number of items in there is 1 item. So that means that when I choose that profile for what I'm selling, yeah, you're going to want to see this. When I choose that profile, as I make my listings and I choose that profile, that will not bundle more than one item in that thing. So say you're going to sell 10 t-shirts all together in one bundle. They'll fit in a flat rate box. So choose that bundle option. Then it'll only pack one load of 10 shirts in the box, and that will charge $9.21 for shipping to the customer. And then you don't get cooked by having to get too much in there. Yeah, and then um, I'm not going to change. So you can see I select flat rate box. If I have to change that, there's a place to edit it when you're doing your shipping. I can't get into all of that in this particular show right here, but that's the bundle one. Now I'm going to show you what I do for my clothes. So here we'll say light clothes. So my light clothes, I put the first item at 9 ounces. If I'm doing a lot of jeans, I might change that to a pound. And then I set the max number of items at 7. And then I go large flat rate box. And I save that. It says set fixed weight. It doesn't matter a whole lot if you do, because your max items is 7 anyway. Hey, bid buy repeat, how you doing? We're just talking to Grateful Family here, who's not had a show yet and doesn't know what shipping profiles are, but they're going to have a show on the 1st of July. I would say shipping profiles are an important discussion, right? Well, what not automatically bundles? Yeah. Okay. Um, boy. So if you read in the shipping sections on whatnot, they suggest strongly that you make shipping profiles. Usually when something is strongly suggested, that means you should probably consider doing it. So I do shows sometimes where I use smart bundling, where I just choose the weight of each item and let the app figure it out. And I do shows where I use my I read it, but I read it back in April. Yeah. Um, Most of the time I use profiles, shipping profiles. And the reason being, um, I had to deal with somebody, no, I can't remember what her name was, just 3 days ago. She didn't have her profile set up. She just used the weight classes and it didn't get in there right. And it tried to put like 28 pounds in a box. And the app wanted to charge her $75 to ship that box. So what's going to happen when you go do that? If you try and ship an Amazon mystery box size box full of crap on whatnot, you're going to get cooked. You're going to get huge cooked in shipping. And God help you if you have it set to priority. You need to have it set to ground for over 5 pounds, just in case you get cooked. If you do get cooked, reach out to me or one of the other raiders before you make any changes, before you ship the items, because sometimes we can help you figure out how to pack it in such a manner by rearranging your shipping where we can save your booty or help you save your booty. The lady that had the $75 bill, she ended up spending a total of $30, including the additional boxes she had to buy. So, I mean, you still have to ship it, but if you can minimize the damage, that would be the goal, right? It takes practice. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you get it set right and it all goes off without a hitch. Yeah. And then if it does, be thankful. Don't, don't take a deep breath just yet, because you're going to do it again. Yeah, absolutely. Do we have any other questions about shipping? What a day. Anybody else got shipping questions? Can try and help you out. You just want to bounce something off of somebody? Here for that too. Any other questions about shipping on whatnot? Any stories to share about problems you've had shipping and you figured it out?
You want to tip it and play one and take me out on this August. I wish you keep me. I can see it on your lips. It's taking on to kiss. I wish you. Sure as those neon stars above, you're about to fool. I wish you keep leaning.
Any other shipping questions going on tonight?
It's taking on to kiss. I wish you. It's getting close in time. And you know, baby, here we go. So if you want to take me home, I'll say it for you so you know. I wish you.
Any other shipping questions out there? Anybody else have questions about shipping? All right. Well, I'm thinking it's quiet enough here. I'm going to get us out of here if there's no other questions. We're going to go raid Goliath. You'll like and follow Goliath Gala as well. We're trying to build some community here. Let's go show some love. Any other questions? All right, let's go see Goliath. Thank you, guys.